Hi Etty, thank you as always for uploading your pictures, and I got your note as well. So just overall looking, I think it's important to address your note first because it's a very important point. Okay, hi, sorry for the mix up. I'm also not very happy with the way my pictures are coming out. I can never get a picture that is pin sharp. When I'm taking a picture of random household objects, they sometimes come out sharp, but when I'm taking pictures of people, the pictures almost never come out sharp. Does it have to do with the lens? If so, can you please give me ways to fix it? Okay, let me first have a look at something. Okay. I just prepared a whole thing, and it was really not very important because I've just realised what the problem is. You're in class 4. Okay, Etty, you're in class 4. This shouldn't have happened. Look, a 25th of a second. Okay, you're 800 ISO. You could have gone 60. The problem is that this is a very dark place, okay? 25th of a second, even though you've done exceptionally well for 25th of a second, you can't take pictures at 25th of a second. You just can't do that. A 60th of a second is dangerous, very dangerous. A 200th of a second is much better, but the quicker the better. These pictures are not sharp because 40th of a second, that's completely unacceptable. You have to go back through class 3. You have to go back through class 3. A 15th of a second. I mean, it's a miracle that you got it. Literally a miracle that you got it even like this. But again, a 15th of a second doesn't work. Your time-wise, is it the same time? Yeah, I'm assuming that's this girl. So it was all done together. Okay, so it was all just a very low light ambient situation. I think your camera's wrong on your clock is wrong on your camera, but it's all at the same time. So all these pictures are taken. Here we go, at 1/60th of a second. I think you've gotten the best so far. I'll tell you, there's now another couple of issues. Again, you've fixed this in Lightroom, so it could be this was grossly underexposed. Well, not, it couldn't be grossly underexposed, a bit underexposed. And at 800 on your lens, on your camera, you already start seeing a slight, again, I don't know because you've edited the picture. It could be either at ISO 800 on your camera, you're already starting to see a slight bit of noise, but I would assume that wouldn't be the case, or because you've lightened it in Lightroom or Picasso, whatever it is, and maybe also you've sharpened it as well. I think that's a big point of it, that you've sharpened it. So even it could be at a 1/60th of a second, you are not able to hold your camera steady unless you really, really, really concentrate, which for sure can be. I do know of people like that. But the reason for these pictures not being sharp is very simply your shutter speed is too long. You have to fix that. Go back to the class, retake these pictures, remembering the rules that we learned about not going below a 200th of a second and the steady pose and all that kind of stuff. Okay, this picture here is not sharp. You just missed the focus. The focus here is on the nose as opposed to on the eyes. Being at 1.8. You've just learned about depth of field, so that's a very shallow focus. This could be a problem if you did actually focus on her eyes and the camera misjudged it. I don't want to get involved in that yet because there is a concept of micro adjustment that you do have on your camera. I will send you a link. I found the link, but I don't know if you need to get involved in that yet. It's a little bit of a mind twist. So I'll send you the link to a good video that I found on YouTube. I don't know if I'd get into that first. First, try and fix the shutter speed issue. Please try and fix that. Okay, let's keep going. So let's go 1 second. Let's jump in here. Okay, so now we can see a 200th of a second. Okay, much better. This to me looks like your lens is dirty. That looks to me like your lens is dirty. The kind of flare, not flare, like the haze. You can get rid of that in Lightroom, but you could also just take out a lens cloth. It's quicker and easier. Okay, so the point of this exercise is a couple of points. The first part you fulfilled perfectly. Okay, he's cropped in beautifully. That is excellent. That's very sensitively done. The second part of the exercise was meant to explain to you how looking at a face works. When we look at a face, our eyes enter into the eyes. Okay, that's our point of entry, and then our eye moves down. Okay, so generally for a picture to be balanced, you can see this picture looks a drop unbalanced, like a little bit too like bottom heavy. That's because the tension is going down and it doesn't have enough room to move, and this area is a bit random, like basically not really much interest here. So for this picture to be balanced as a picture with eye generally, for this picture to be balanced, which is a good example of a regular picture, the eyes really need to be above the center point of the image. Okay, if this is the center here, his eyes should be something like his glasses here and here. So bad. Okay, something like that for it to be a little bit lower, actually maybe over here. But that would be a more balanced image, okay? But the actual cropping in, you've done exceptionally well. Excellent, pat on the back. Again, you can see it at 2/50th of a second. Oh, his glasses also his glasses for sure need cleaning. That's for sure. This is a sharp picture. This is a sharp picture. Please also remember that you're using a $125 lens as well. That it is an exceptionally good lens. But don't forget, there is a reason why people will buy basically the same lens and spend $1,600 on it or more. So just do keep that in mind, that the equipment is limited to being very, very precise. But not to say that you can't get exceptionally good pictures like you have here. Just again, it's a little hazy. I think it's because your lens is dirty. Okay, here again, there's no problem with the sharpness. That's great. Let's just explain you. The actual homework is a quarter. That's perfectly done. Excellent. That's beautifully balanced. I would maybe have him just bring his arms in a little bit more. That would move these lines coming around here. Okay, as opposed to them just falling out the side like that. It would be a bit more like that. I exaggerated, it's not that bad. That would improve a little bit the image, but this was excellently done as a quarter picture and as a half picture. Excellent, really well done. You nailed it. People don't usually get it so well. This is a drop underexposed. You can see at 3/20th of a second, and it's the same place. What are you on? You're on aperture priority. You'll be able to come back to this picture in, I bet you're on partial metering as well. 1 second, on matrix. You'll come back to this picture class 7. Okay, come back to this picture class 7 and you will understand why this picture is different to this picture. Anyway, okay, so we've cropped in good here. This is great. Again, just a little bit underexposed, like I said. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. You just missed the focus here. You can see the focus is that in this random part of the table, just a little bit further back from the cups. But that really is that is an excellent demonstration of depth of field. Here you're at your widest. You've got the right equipment. You've put your camera down. The camera is down on the table, I'm pretty sure. Yes, 100%, because here you're at 4 seconds, half a second, 1/30th of a second. Excellent. Excellent demonstration. Pat on the back. Okay, and here is the barrel distortion. Okay, you can't do barrel distortion with your 50mm lens. This is about as bad as it gets, so nice one. I would imagine that you didn't focus on her eye and then recompose. I would imagine that you just put the camera straight into her face and took a picture, so that's the reason why it's focused on her nose. If that isn't the case, then you can check out the, you know what, I'm not even going to send you that. I don't want to confuse you. I'm not even going to send you it. Try the things that we mentioned about a longer shutter speed, and just make sure that you're focusing on the distance that is correct for your for what you want to be focused on. Okay, onward. Now, first things first, let's forget the blurriness. Okay, that's annoying, but forget that. These pictures are actually excellent, beautifully balanced. very delicate and sensitive, and this is a really beautiful moment. She's looking at you in a very special way, and this is a very endearing movement. We've got excellent movement around here. We've got these shapes moving around here. We've got a direction going this way, then direction coming forward, moving around. Very, very good. That really is a beautiful picture. Could be maybe the only thing to improve it slightly, I don't know, could be if she put her thumb to have this arm a little bit more like that. That's very difficult to do. But the truth is she's actually got a pocket there, so it could be if she just put her thumb in the pocket and this arm came up a little bit more as opposed to going out, that would add a teeny bit to the picture. That's been very, very, very finicky. Okay, there's an excellent shot. The light is beautiful. Excellent. Okay, again, another great shot. I think that she shouldn't have her leg cut off here, or you could maybe cut off more of her leg. So I was hoping that arm, it doesn't quite cut it. Maybe that arm kind of gets you around. I think that's slightly better. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's slightly better. Again, you're at 15th of a second, which means you had a miracle, the fact that it even looks good like this. This is a great picture. Again, we've got beautiful movement moving this way. We've got a perfectly balanced image. Perfectly balanced image. You're going to do, just stay, I see the technical things a little bit for you, but just stay with it and crack it and you will be excellent. Like, really, this is really good. I'm not even going to discuss the technicalities of it now, because really the problem is the shutter speed. You should have to be aware of that, and you're really in a very dark situation. Again, the same issue. A beautiful picture that nicely posed. Look at this lovely shape over here, and then we've got this movement around here as well. A perfectly balanced image. The light on her face is beautiful. The light on her is beautiful. Nicely edited. I appreciate that you've darkened everything. That you've given a sophisticated vignette to the picture. The contrast of the colour and the texture of her dress, whatever, compared to the this hard, texture in the background. Excellent. And again, this one I think is the only picture that I could really say objectively could be this light. You can't do it. The problem is, actually, I can't say anything, because if you move this light over here, you couldn't do that because it's a light. But this line to come a little bit further, but then this line would end up crossing the edge of the canvas, would hit this. It would be too far if it was over here, and if it was over here, it would hit this this light, and that would cause a very strong sticking point in the whole image. It would reduce the quality of the image a lot. You've done a beautiful edit. You've added in a lovely like magenta-y kind of warm feel. You've softened it as well, I see. It's at 25th of a second, which means it's not sharp. Your focus is over here as well. This is also not sharp and out of focus. But again, technically it's a little, although the truth is I think it's actually it's quite beautiful. But you should still be getting a sharp image, because somebody who takes pictures like this, even though in this case I think it is actually quite beautiful, the softness of it all, overall is going to be losing out by not getting sharp pictures. But again, just the balance of the image and the kind of emotion of the image is excellent. So I take my hat off to you. I'm not saying that's dumb. I really do mean that. We just need to fix you up technically, okay? Keep taking pictures. You've really got an excellent eye and sensitivity to it. Plus how you are with Lightroom as well, which just proves it even further. So keep going. You're going to be amazing. Really, you're going to be amazing. Keep going. I'm really looking forward to seeing the next couple of weeks. Okay, Lightroom. What should we do? I think a picture like this, we'll just add a teeny little bit to it, even though it's soft a little bit. We will. Oh, you know what? Let's actually no. You know what? Even more helpful is, let me show you. I'm going to do this in Photoshop. I would never dream of doing this to a picture like regularly, but just to show you. Okay, so I'm in Photoshop. What I want to do is I want to move this line, this light over here a little bit. Okay, which is very, very simple. I could just do it really with my clone tool here. Make my brush bigger using the brackets thing. Okay, and then I'm not going to feather it so much. Oh, actually, I will need to make this even bigger. Just click Alt, put this over here. Okay, now to get rid of this, just sampling down there. Okay, now I'm going to crop this in a drop, and I'm going to pull that out a little bit. Now, excuse me, I'm going to stretch. See, it's going to look a little bit funny. Let's see, Control T allows me to stretch this. Maybe it won't. Does it look funny? It looks fine. It looks a little bit funny. But the truth is, we could actually do it in a different way if we actually copy. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to feather, well, let's say 80, and I'm going to right click, layer via copy. Now I've got another layer here. Now we can pull that, and this part here underneath will look fine. Make sure the background's checked. Control T. I know this is probably a little bit quick and a little bit above you right now, but go back to it once you've done the pardon me. Once you've done the Photoshop class, I would still crop a teeny little bit more off. Okay, so let's just look at the difference from there to there. See the difference? That's a really nice example of how important the exact placing, the sensing the tensions of the image, which you are excellent at. That was just a nice demonstration. But the rest of those pictures that you shot, excellent demonstration of a very sensitive eye to photography. Pat on the back. Go Esty. Okay, all the best. Looking forward to seeing what you do for us next week.